He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, it brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you for joining me. Happy Monday. I hope you had a good weekend. Glad we're here together again. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope that you were able to join us at the Sacramento Museum, the California Museum in Sacramento. Thank you so much for joining in. I'm glad we're here. It was a beautiful event indeed. And for those of you that are close, the exhibit goes on until March 2nd. So Wednesday, join in and enjoy and learn, especially learn. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Good morning to you and welcome. Please, as always, let me know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you, and I will be glad to say hello to you and your loved ones. Thank you so much for being here. I am glad we're here together. Thank you. And today we are reading The Last HAZELNUT. I hope you remember this one. Brought it earlier on, a while back. Maybe it's been a year almost. And it is back today again, coming to you from Barefoot Books. And this one is written by Susanna, Isern, and illustrations by Mariana, Ruiz Johnson. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime, and welcome. I hope we can share The Last HAZELNUT. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Storytime. How was your weekend? I hope it was a good one, and I hope that you're looking forward to the week ahead. Thank you for being here, and glad we're here together. And today, yes, proud pioneer, wrapping my school indeed, my alma mater, and of course back there again for grad school. Cal State East Bay, whoop whoop. What are your colors? What is your school? Thank you so much for joining in today on Storytime. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a beautiful story. How are you doing today? Amanda, thank you for joining us. And you're saying it is very rainy and cloudy out in Seattle. Nate and Marlin still asleep. Thank you so much for joining in. Baby Bia here, early bird. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I'm glad you're here. And yes, cuddled up sounds so amazing right now. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Ready to start the week with today's story. Well, thank you for being here. Amanda and Baby Bia, thank you for joining us out in Seattle. Thank you for being here. And I hope that you have a lovely day, despite the rain and, of course, the heavy clouds out there in Seattle. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Pamela Courtney. How are you doing? Waving a chilly hello from Nakitosh. Well, please do stay warm. Oh, my goodness. Good to see you here. Braylon, Chad, and Tian, how are you doing? Good to see the crew back. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you had a lovely weekend indeed. Thank you so much for joining us. And please do bundle up. Keep that cold away. Thank you for being here on Storytime. One more time. Braylon, Chad, Auntie Ann, and of course, Auntie Pam. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. I hope you're ready for this one that we have today. The Last HAZELNUT. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good to see you out in Nakitosh, Louisiana. Thank you for being here. And all the way now to Massachusetts. Good morning to you, Marietta. Back to school this week. Spent a whole week off outside. Sunny, snowy, with a 7-degree wind chill today. Oh my goodness, that does sound cold. Thank you for being here. I'm glad you got the week off and got to enjoy the time outside. Thank you so much for joining in today. Glad you're here, Mariana. Thank you for joining in. And of course, Henry, I hope you're well. I hope that your first day back at school is good too. Thank you for joining us on Storytime out in Harvard, Massachusetts. Thank you for joining in. Oh, good morning to you, Terry. How are you doing today? Say we're happy to be back this week. Slept in last week since school was out. Absolutely as it should be. Rest days are for resting. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope you still caught the recordings though. Thank you for being here. Abraham spent the whole week celebrating his birthday. Oh my goodness. Happy birthday, Abraham. Happy belated birthday. Thank you so much for joining in. And I hope you got to enjoy it. What a way to have your birthday and of course your week off as well together. What a combination. Thank you for joining in, and I hope you enjoy this book today. I think you will love it. I don't know if you remember it from the last time it was here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning to you, Kennedy Kapolio Kampamba, and of course, you're joining us out in Istanbul, Turkey. Thank you for being here. Good evening to you, as we know it is late out where you are. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Thank you for joining us, Kennedy, and I hope you are well. I hope you had a good weekend indeed. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan, and of course, Amanda West out in Illinois. How is it in Illinois today? Thank you so much for joining in. Glad you're here. Oh my goodness. Thank you. And of course, indeed, happy 4th birthday, Abraham, coming to you from Baby Bia and Amanda. Indeed. Thank you. Marlin turned 4. Well, I should be turning 4 too then. I want my birthday too. Happy birthday to you, Merlin, and of course, happy birthday to you, Abraham. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you all, and we'll be getting started with our story for today, The Last Hazelnut, and we'll be back to check out, see who else was joining us for this story. But for now, we're getting ready for The Last Hazelnut, and please do join me on the other side of this message, and we'll be getting started with our story. Join me after this.
Hi, friends. My name is Christy, and I am the author of A Heart in the Sand, also known as Un Corazón en la Arena. Now, this bilingual book is about tesoros, or treasures. And something that I treasure is my friendship with Mr. Lamada. So I have a challenge for you. Share this story time with someone who you treasure, and we can all spread the literary love.
Welcome back. Thank you, Christy. Indeed, shared friendships, treasured friendships right there. Thank you so much, Christy. All right, we're back and we're ready for our story today, The Last Hazelnut. And this one is written by Susanna Isern and illustrations by Mariana Ruiz Johnson. And we're reading this one with permission of Barefoot Books. Definitely one that I wanted to bring back this week, and I hope that you enjoy it. Here we go. Great lessons in sharing today. And this one is translated, of course, by Maria A. Perez. Big thank you to Barefoot Books for allowing us to share this story here on Storytime. All right, here we go. Tim and Teo meet one day in the forest. Is there a forest near you? Hi, Teo. I was looking for you. I've just picked some hazelnuts. Shall we share them? What a great idea, Tim. I love hazelnuts. Do you love hazelnuts? I do. Tim and Teo climb to the top of the mountain. When they get there, they sit down together. What's your favorite lunch spot? I've been lucky this year. There's a garden right next to my classroom, so I get to sit out there quite often. They love to spend time together at the top of the mountain. Yummy! Yes, they are delicious. Tell, there is nothing better than eating hazelnuts on a mountaintop. I think so too, Tim. Wait, you were selfish. You're such a bad friend. Oh, wait, what happened? Oh, that escalated fast. What happened? Look. What happened? Oh, my goodness. Who ate the last hazelnut? Oh, my goodness. Oh, come back, Tim. Come back, Teo. You have to resolve this. Tim is furious. When he gets home, he throws away everything that reminds him of Teo. Teo is also very angry. He gets rid of everything connected to Tim. Oh my. What can we do to help? That night, Tim has trouble sleeping. How could Teo have eaten the last hazelnut? Teo can't sleep either. I can't believe Tim would eat the last hazelnut without telling me. What do you think they should do? In the morning, Tim goes for a walk. Teo decides to take a stroll. Tim finds a ball in the ground. If Teo were here, he would dig it up in a flash and then we could play. Teo comes across a pair of binoculars hanging from a tree branch. If Tim were here, he would get them in a single leap and then we could see what's on the other side of the woods. Oh. Tim climbs up a hazel tree. All of this over one hazelnut? Teo sits by the lake. This isn't worth fighting over. Yeah. Some reflecting going on there, huh? Tim climbs up a hazel tree. All of this over one hazelnut? Teo sits by the lake. This isn't worth fighting over. This climbs down the hazel tree and runs. Tim climbs down the hazel tree and runs to look for Teo. Oh. Teo leaves the lake and runs to look for Tim. Will the friends get back together? Oh. I am sorry about what happened, Teo. Me too, Tim. Let's just forget about it. I agree. I've just picked some more hazelnuts. Shall we share them? I would love to. Yay. Oh. Tim and Teo climb to the top of the mountain. When they get there, they sit down together. From the top, they can see other mountains and forests. Very tasty. Yes, they are great. Teo, I still think there is nothing better than eating hazelnuts on a mountaintop. I think so too, Tim. Come on, Tell. The last hazelnut is for you. No, you eat it, Tim. And just then, I've got an idea, Tell. Let's split the hazelnut in half. What a great idea, Tim. Oh. But just then, oh no. Bird, come back. Oh, too late. You know what, Tell? It feels good to share. I totally agree, Tim. Now, shall we roll down the mountain together? Be careful, don't hurt yourselves. Oh. The end. Oh my goodness. I love this one. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. I hope you enjoyed it. Yes, sharing and asking the question too, is this worth fighting over? And talking about that too just reminds me of what's going on now with the invasion of Ukraine. Please, let's not ignore that. If you can support causes, I know Amanda Waltman, you've been sharing places people can donate. Please continue doing that. If you can share something, do share. And of course, condemn violence, condemn war. And yes, we stand with the people of Ukraine as we hope that this can be resolved very soon. And of course, hopefully that our leaders out there can act quickly and bring this to an end. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad we're here together and that we have a space that we can share our stories and, of course, just share laughter and joy too. But, of course, not ignoring, not forgetting issues that are happening around us. And we want to make sure that we do talk about them. And, of course, make our stand known, and also just continue to support in whatever ways we can, material or otherwise. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Glad we were here together and we have a story that we shared together, the last hazelnut. Yes, friendships can have ups and downs, and it is up to us to resolve them, to reflect. And sometimes that's what we need, time to step back and reflect, even if it's just a day or two, to just rethink or go over everything that's happened and see if it's worth the fight. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Glad you were here, but please do join me again tomorrow for more Storytime, and we will be reading together, of course. Mama, do you know what I like? And this one, another sweet book coming to you from Justine Villanueva and illustrations by Andrew Rogers. It is a beautiful one indeed. Please do join me for this one. Another one that is coming back to Storytime after a while. Thank you for being here. Absolutely appreciate everyone that is here today. Thank you so much for joining in. And Abraham, one more time, happy birthday to you. Marlon, happy birthday to you. Yes, both of you turning the big 4. Thank you so much for joining in on Storytime. Glad you are here. Thank you for joining in. And yes, indeed, such a fun age. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you. Oh, we hear you. Vanamude, please get in touch. Let me know, see what we can send your way. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Where are you joining in from too? Please do feel free to message me and we'll try and get all the books to you that we can. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Yes, if we can share books, why not? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. And yes, thank you for letting us know, Anamude, that you need some books for Mude out there. We will definitely get some to you very soon. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Borden. How are you doing? Joining in a few minutes late. Well, buddy, I am glad you were here indeed. And of course, I love that you went back to Bunny Overboard. And you know what? Bunny Overboard is coming back this Friday to Storytime, so we get to read it some more. Thank you so much for joining in here. And I love it that you're here with us. And you say it's funny and very cold here in Vermont. Well, thank you for joining in. Please do stay warm. Do keep warm. And of course, we'll see you again tomorrow for more story time. Thank you. Thank you so much. Marlon, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Glad you're awake. Glad you could catch us for story time before we ended. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely loving it. Thank you. Thank you. And Marlon, of course, a happy birthday to you. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Oh, lovely book. You say, Kennedy, it is indeed. Yes, reminding us so many things that happen. And of course, just reminding us to take that time to reflect, and also the power of sharing and indeed putting others first as well. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it that we were here together. Please have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day indeed. And I look forward to being back here with you on Storytime. And of course, there are many events that are coming up for Storytime, and I will be sharing those, and hopefully one of these people can make it, or indeed if you can make it virtually, we will be happy to see you there too. Thank you for being here. This has been story time for today. Absolutely love it. Thank you. I love it, Pamela Courtney. That is what these books are about, for us to have conversations and indeed share, and of course, like begin to have conversations. And if we don't know the answers, of course, it's okay, because we're going to keep researching and keep learning from each other. Absolutely love it. I love how you do that with the homeschooling folk. Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you, Auntie Anne. Thank you, Auntie Pam, Kavaya, Chad. Thank you. Braylon, thank you. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Please have a lovely, lovely day. I will see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. I hope that you enjoy it. I know it's cold in places. Please do layer up, dress appropriately, and of course, or accordingly. And of course, join us tomorrow for more Storytime. Much love from me. Absolutely appreciate it. And I will see you again tomorrow. And remember too that Thursday and February and every other month is Black History Month. We continue to celebrate. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Have a lovely, lovely day. Much love from me. Bye-bye.
All your dreams come true. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be here. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be